long, you might not want the whole thing to appear down here. So I'm going to go back where I defined my title, \title, and before my curly brackets I'm going to enter a pair of square brackets and call that subtitle. It's not really a subtitle, maybe I should call it short title. And I will compile that, and now you can see down here on the right I have my abbreviated title, so you can change that text and have it be different from the text that is up here. Now if you do want to add a subtitle, we can. Under the \title command I can do \subtitle, and then in curly brackets put my subtitle here. And then it will show up as a subtitle along with my main title. But it will not show up in this area down here where we have our shortened title. If you search the internet for Beamer themes, you'll find many other themes that you can use here instead of Warsaw. So here's one, for example, that has the name of the theme in that first column here, and if I scroll down, you'll eventually get to the Warsaw theme. So here's the Warsaw theme that I showed you. And you can click on it and you'll see an example and scroll through a couple of slides to see what that theme is going to look like. We can also stick with the Warsaw theme and change the color scheme. So there are a number of predefined color schemes that work with this presentation. If I enter \use color theme, and then in curly brackets, the name of the theme. So for example, one color theme is named Crane. And if I try that and compile, it's going to change the colors used in my presentation. So again, if you search for that online, Beamer themes, Beamer color themes, you'll see a variety of different choices. We can also define our own colors. So let's say I want to use the color green because my school colors are green. I'm going to enter \define color, and in curly brackets I'm going to create a name for my color, and I'm just going to call it my green. And then I have to define what color it is, so I'm going to do that using RGB. In another pair of curly brackets, lowercase RGB, end curly bracket, and then in another pair of curly brackets, 0.125, comma, 0.5, comma, 0.25. And then instead of using the color theme Crane, this is called Structure. The color theme I'm using is called Structure. And in square brackets, in front of Structure, I'm going to enter named equals my green, the color of my color. And let's compile that. And so now I have a custom color theme. LaTexColor.com is a great site to find examples of different colors you can use and their RGB codes. So if we want to use this shade of awesome, here's the code right here with the RGB values. I think I'm going to stick with my green. I have my title slide. Let's go down and work on our first content slide a little bit. I have the command \begin frame. Now if I want to add a title to this slide, after \begin frame, in curly brackets, I'm just going to enter the title name of the slide. And so for this particular theme, it's going to put a color background behind the title name of my slide. Now we can add all kinds of content to our slide. If we want to add a list, we just type the LaTeX code that we know for lists, \begin enumerate /item for the first item in my list. This is item number 1. \item. This is item number 2. Let's compile that. Okay. Now, by default, it's going to place the content in the middle of the slide, vertically, but left aligned. If we don't want that, I can go in between begin frame and the title name of my slide, and in square brackets, I'm going to put a lowercase t for top, and that is going to align the text at the top instead of in the middle. Okay, so here it is now up at the top, and as I add new content, it'll just fill in below. If it's too far to the top, I can come to the end of the title and enter \v space to put in a vertical space, and maybe I want 10 point. I'll compile that, and it's going to give me some more vertical spacing at the top here if I feel like it's too crowded at the top. Now, one thing I love about using TechMaker is that I can create my own macros, because this is something that I do over and over and over again when I'm creating a Beamer presentation. I begin a new frame and end the frame. I align it at the top. I insert my title name. I add a little bit of vertical spacing. So instead of having to type that over each time, I have a macro for that. And I have a hotkey for that. So I'm just going to hit my F6 and it's immediately going to enter this. And I'm ready to customize it. If I hit F1 to compile, we can see there was my last frame. Here's my new frame that I just created. It's all ready to go, formatting wise. If you missed the video where I talked about how to create macros, I'll just really quickly show you. Here in TechMaker, you would go under user tags, edit user tags, and then you have 10 different slots where you can create your macros. So the one I was just using is under menu 6, and so that's hotkeyed to F6 on my keyboard. And this is if I want to create a new Beamer slide. It's very quick and easy to do. Now I'm going to go back and show you the formatting that I actually use. I don't use the Warsaw theme when I create my presentations. I use a theme called Metropolis. So it has some unique customization settings that I like. I'm going to go back and change, instead of use theme